All right, all right, all right. Hello and good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is your girl, your fave blogger, me, Lady Blue, coming at you live on the Lady Blue Radio Show on WMSK Online Radio, where talk radio just got better. How is everybody today? And I'm pretty sure y'all are probably as waterlogged as I am. I walked out the door into a river. So everything from the knees down is soaked. Socks, shoes, pants, gone. Okay, and I'm cold right now. Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, and I hope y'all are tuning in. I hope y'all have downloaded the app. If you have not downloaded the app, let me explain to you how to do that. You need to head over to Google Play, iTunes, or any Android app store, and find the WMSK Online Radio logo. You can't miss it. It's big, it's yellow, and you can't miss it. And you hit.
It's the only one there.
There you go. It's the only one there. And you're going to click on that, download that app, and guess what? Now you can listen live, you can take us with you, and you can catch up on shows that you have missed. How about that? Joining me in the studio today is my little bit of right hand is Miss Poetless Shakespeare. Say good morning, Poetless.
Good morning, world. How's everyone?
There you go. She made it in here waterlogged too. I'm not surprised there's not a river running down the steps right now. It is raining. Okay, whatever we missed during the summer, we getting it right now.
Chanel and Ebony.
Getting it right now. But you know what? As usual, we're gonna start off with some positive things that I saw on the internet this week that I think need to be brought to y'all's attention. And one of them is, we hear talk about folks with autism and Down syndrome and different things like that. But the one story that caught my eye was about a young Guatemalan girl named Isabella Springmule. Okay. And she has Down syndrome, and she is taking the fashion world by storm. But let me tell you a little bit of her story. Isabella, okay, was turned down. She spent most of her childhood following her grandma, learning how to sew, and dressing up her dolls, okay? So she started designing clothes at about 6 years of age, okay? And she wanted to be a fashion designer, so she followed grandma around and, learned those things, and she applied to study fashion design and in her native Guatemala, but was rejected because the schools viewed her Down syndrome as a liability. In other words, they figured she couldn't learn what they were going to teach. Now, that's the first strike, okay? Now, she turned around, okay? She graduated from high school, decided to go there, was denied due to her condition. Girlfriend has a website, and I'm going to mention the website in a second, okay? She kept pursuing her dreams. She's 19 now. She built a portfolio, and the fashion world took notice, okay? Now, 19, keep that in mind. Girlfriend is being featured in her fashion debut in London Fashion Week, okay? Her hometown didn't want her. London said, come on. Okay. They said, bring it on over here. I have looked at her collection, and it is called Collection Peace and Love. Okay. This Senora Dora Isabella Springmule. And that is my French for today. Okay. Anyway, girlfriend has some serious designs that are really cute. She's using Mayan textiles in her designs. She's honoring women of all ages, okay, who have been waving the Guatemalan flag for history in clothing and textiles. So she's still honoring her home, okay, even though the school there didn't want her, okay. One of her dreams was to design beautiful and fashionable clothing for youngsters and adults with Down syndrome, okay. Because of the physical characteristics sometimes it is quite difficult to find nice clothing that fits us well, okay? And her story is a testament to never giving up on yourself. She took it to the next level where nobody expected her to go. And I applaud her for that. Her website is www.downtoxjavel.com, and that's DOWNTOXJAVEL.com. JABELLE.com, okay? And take a look at her fashion design. You know what? I might go on over there and buy one because her designs are really cute. They are really cute, and I really applaud her for her effort and her standing up for even her hometown, even though they rejected her, and for standing up for the community of those who have Down syndrome. Because your disability or your difference, only you make it a handicap. Okay? Only you make it a handicap. And I know we don't use that word anymore, but we have to remember that people tend to look at what is different from them. They fear it. Okay? And fear, you can't do anything when you're fearful. Fearful does not bring results. Fearful pushes things away. So we're going to move on to the next positive thing that happened with Lady Blue this week. And for those of you who are not up to date on Lady Blue got married last week.
Yay!
Yay for Lady Blue. Shout out to my now husband, okay, Mr. Victor Major. I know you're listening, and your name has just now been blasted all over the internet, so thank you, honey, I love you. And we were down on the harbor, the inner harbor this weekend with the book festival that was going on. Fantastic time down there. The music, the sounds, the sights, the noise. I think I saw about 17 different dogs walking around while I was down there. But it was the authors who caught my attention. And you're going to be hearing from these authors because I have already spoken with them in terms of bringing them on to the Lady Blue radio show. And one of the authors is, let me get her name up here really quick. Okay. I'm just having all sorts of fun here. Well, there's one book that's called If These Shoes Could Talk, and it's called The Awakening, a novel by Jazara, the Savvy Diva. Okay? There is, she's got a couple of things that are happening with that there. There's one book that definitely caught my attention, and that was The Prison Plumb Line by author Yvonne J. Medley. This book, I just started reading it. Just to hear her talk about it was one thing. Okay, I'm going to jump into this book because it talks about life from the inside out, inside prison out. This book has apparently been a play and is being made into a movie. So Girlfriend is moving up. Hats off to author Yvonne J. Medley. She has over 5 novels that have been sold. She has, let me see, the books that she has is God in Wingtip Shoes, The Prison Plumb Line, and Juby Stone, Saved by the Vine. That's another book that I'm going to get because she talked about that. That has to do with a child who is coming out of addiction. And I believe she told me the story started with this girl being caught by her mother in the house, trying to figure out what to steal to support her drug habit. So, keep those names in mind because they will be coming to the Lady Blue radio show. I had an enjoyable time talking to them. I was glad to see the female authors out there. Trust me, the guys were out there too, but I was very happy to see the female authors. And one of the authors that I did talk to, whose card I don't have in front of me, her book is based off the life of her daughter who passed away from leukemia. So she wrote this in honor of her daughter and in support of the Leukemia Foundation and all of these other things. So I am definitely looking forward to hearing her story and having her in here. So, Poetless, what has been going on with you?
OMG.
It's getting good, okay? Now remember, I said hot topics, so let's get the positive out first.
Okay.
And then we'll jump into the hot topics, and we ain't gonna go too negative, but we gonna talk about these hot topics because believe you me when I say they are hot.
Yes. Well, you all know the variety show was next weekend, and I just want to put this out there. If y'all can go spend your food stamps up, your BG&E money, your rent money, Little Mookie Jordan shoe money to go see Beyonce and Nicki Minaj and them. And them hookers don't even say thank you the proper way. But you can't spend $20 to support your local artist. Something is wrong with that.
Okay.
You know. But I'm gonna tell you, next weekend, Friday and Saturday, that's the 7th and the 8th. Friday the tickets are $20. Open bar. Let me say that again. It's an open bar. Saturday, $25 in advance. We have a after party afterwards. Now, where you can go for a show and eat afterwards and have an open bar. You don't have to pay for it. You just have to tip the bartender. Did Beyonce do that for y'all? No. Do Lil Wayne do that for y'all? No. So, the point I'm making is, why spend all your money and be broke to go see people who don't even care about you? Then supporting your local artist who's going to chill with you afterwards, laugh with you, and all that good stuff.
She's making a point.
I'm just saying.
She's making a point, and we've talked about this before, and that might as well start off our hot topics, okay, about supporting locally.
Right.
We hear it all the time. You see your favorite personalities, the people you hang out with, the people who you know are in business, okay, or have something to say or something to offer or whatever. Right. You hear them say that, okay, and the support is not there. And it's very disheartening because we are doing what we love, and we're not going to stop doing what we love. Trust on that one. If we have to go outside the Charm City realm to make it happen, we're going to go outside the Charm City realm. But the point that I'm making is the person next door is offering you the same thing that you run and spend $40, $50, $60 for.
Yep.
At the store because it's a name brand. Okay, because it's something you use for years, and sometimes there are some things that yes you just stick with because that's what you know. Got it. But there are things that are just, if you read the labels on some of this stuff, you can buy the generic before you buy the name brand. You can buy what's being offered by your friend next door before you buy. Okay.
Exactly.
And I kid you not, I shared it this morning, as a matter of fact. Somebody did a little bit of a study on fashion magazines. And I'm not knocking the fashion world. Love the fashion world, the Hope look, all that good stuff. It's fun, it's great to look at. But they made a very good point. They pulled, I think it was Vogue and Elle magazine. One book weighs about 2 pounds and is about 442 pages. And the other one is it was Cosmopolitan. And the other one is about 245, 46 pages. And in this whole entire thing, they said, let me show you how much of that is advertisement. Do you know they pulled out basically the majority of that book and left barely a half inch of what was not paid advertising in both books. The one book pulled out almost 356 pages and the other book pulled out almost 158 pages. So basically you're paying for the weight and you're paying for advertising. Okay, I don't buy magazines anyway, so I don't contribute to that. But the point being made is these magazines are giving young children as young as ages 5 and 6, because some of the models in there are kids.
Yep.
Okay, all the way up to us grown folks. They're giving us a complex on how we look. Okay. We don't look right if we don't have this contour or this jawline or this, How many people when they stand in their clothes bend over like that? Okay? And look at the camera. Not in there. None of us do. Okay? The airbrushing, the body doubles, the things like that. Some of them are so anorexic. I did an article on the fashion world, especially in France, is taking notice that they have to be medically cleared before they can walk that runway. Medically cleared. Some of these folks, their version of what they consider plus size is ridiculous. Okay, plus size to them is a 36D. Come now. Come now. 36D. Okay, please. And a size 10 or a 12? What plus size do you, are y'all listening to me out there, baby? What plus size do you know of that is a 10 or 12?
I don't know.
Or a 36D? Come on, bring in them 40s and the double Ds and the 16s and the 18s. We know what we're doing. We don't need a bolt of cloth to tell you that we have fashion sense.
Right.
Okay?
And the short women.
Thank you, and the short women. And you know what? We got curves, and we love our curves, and we love our height and our stature, and we are going to show it off just as well as those that may be 5'8" or 6 foot, with or without heels. Okay? Now, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I love my heels. Okay? I can spot a Jimmy Choo from a red bottom in a second. But I'm not going to go broke going to get them. I know how to be frugal and shop and still look good on my dime and not on somebody else's dime. So don't let a magazine dictate to you what you should look like, because I guarantee you none of them models look like that on a daily basis.
Exactly. At
all, ever. Okay? Go out there, do you. Walk your own runway. If you on the street and the feeling hit you, the spirit hit you, guess what?
Walk it.
You better work.
And
as Paul would say. Y'all better work. Okay? Because it's all about how you feel about you. Who are you inside your head? Are you accepting of you? Not everybody else, you.
And stop holding your heads down. I had to learn that.
I mean, yeah, watch where you're walking, but walk with some, come on, hold that head up. Put them shoulders back, stick that chest out a little bit and straighten up that spine. You are regal. You are regal. King, queen, princess, prince, okay, whatever your stature is in your court, you are regal. Act like it. Act like it.
I remember one of my patients when I used to hate being short. And I used to hate what people used to say about me being short. And I used to always walk with my head down. And so one of my patients, she said, "Why are you walking like a candy cane?" And I never understood what she meant until one day she was just ticking me off. I said, "Miss Anderson, why are you being mean to me today?" She said, "You being mean to yourself. You walking like a candy cane." She said, "What is a candy cane or a cane used for?" I said, "For people to use as a crutch." She said, "Well, why use someone else's crutches?" Because they said you're being short. I said, "Oh," so she said, "If you don't pick your head up," and she was a little bit taller than me, and she said, "I'm telling you this right now, I would never be nobody's cane for them to just walk all over me. I love my height, and you better love yours too." I said, "Yes, ma'am."
Come on, and it's not a, see, she didn't even say anything about a mat. She said a cane, okay, right. A crutch. Anything that you use, and we're not knocking those of you that have to use that, okay?
Right.
We are talking about your self-esteem.
We're
talking about your mindset, your internal sense of self. That's what we're talking about. Hold that head up. Fellas, this goes for you too. You don't have to follow what so-and-so was doing. You are your own individual as well. Okay? Nobody said you had to walk around with your pants below your behind.
That's so nasty.
Nobody said that you had to come out the house with your hair messed up like you forgot to comb it.
Amen.
Okay? Come out with some sense about yourself. Learn how to tie a tie. Learn what it means to wear a suit and a vest, or just a casual suit, or just the jacket, or whatever. There is specific clothing for specific occasions. Now, mind you, some folks are just comfortable in jeans and sweats and whatever the case may be. That's fine. Wear it with some dignity, okay?
And ladies, if you're walking with your man and you see the pants are below their behind, don't think it's cute, because I'm not walking with him. And if your pants are tighter than mine, I'm not walking with you. Ladies, stop making it okay for your man to come out like that. At some point, you have to look at him and say, "Babe, really? That's what we doing?" Because I'm quite sure, and men, stop having your women coming out looking like a hooker waiting for payday.
Ooh,
like,
my goodness.
Come on now, if you're in the same household, you see what your mate is wearing. Don't sit there like, oh yeah, my man look good. No, first of all, the pants are too tight and he can't breathe, and his boxers are dirty. Like, get it together. Get it together.
She's just jumping all over the closet today. Now look, everybody has their clothes preference, okay? The whole entire point is show some dignity and show some class about how you dress. You can be as relaxed as you want to be in the confines of your own home.
Exactly.
Okay? If it's baggy, saggy, and it's making your day, wear it at home.
Right.
Okay? To those who run out the door in rollers and whatnot, I got you. Okay? I've done it before. Mind you, I don't like to do it and I will never do it again. But, you know, going to Walmart in your pajamas is not, no.
Going to your kids' school in pajamas, it's a no-no.
Please don't show up to a conference in your pajamas. No. Pajama pants, it gives off a signal. It gives off a first impression. And your first impression needs to be one that when that person sees you again, that's the first thing that's going to click in their mind, is how they saw you when they first met you. Mm-hmm. Do they smile when they see you, or do they kind of like, oh boy. Okay. What is their reaction when they see you? Okay. So we done talked about the closet, okay? The clothes closet. All right. Now, she also mentioned about ladies, clothes. We got some serious fashion choices out there, from the hat to the shoes, okay? You got jewelry, you got accessories, you got skirts, shirts, pants, trousers, whatever you want to call them. You've got your maxi dresses, your mini dresses. You've got your club wear, you got your non-club wear, okay? And I'm talking about, you know, your freakum dress and all of that good stuff. You got your lingerie and this other. Look, lingerie is meant for
the bedroom.
It is not meant for outside. They make camisoles for that. To go under jackets and things like that. You wearing what you wear for your man outside the door, or your woman, whoever it is that you are partnered with. I'm sorry, this is just this chick's opinion.
And ladies,
I don't want to see what you got.
Invest in a strapless bra, please. It irks my soul when y'all wear those tank tops with the bright red, and get some black underwear. That, oh my gosh, Jesus, y'all burns me up.
I think she wants to teach her how to dress yourself.
Yes.
But no, you know, if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask. You know, we're not sitting up here telling you that you just, no. We're just trying to tell you that what others probably won't say. Okay?
Oh, they say not to you.
People would rather laugh at you first and whip out a cell phone before they help you out. Exactly. And give you a little bit of, you know, here, take this, don't do this, don't do that. I'm sorry, I write MTA and I've seen more than enough behinds.
Exactly.
In my day, and I don't want to see no more. Okay, male or female, don't want to see it. And you know, whether it goes all the way down south or comes all the way up north, I'm sorry, I don't want to see sunshine and I don't want to see daylight.
Exactly.
That's just me. Okay, even at a club, there's just some things. I mean, with the twerking nation that we got going on now. No, there's just some things I can't. My grandmother would slap me. That's just, and my great grandmother, who I never met, would slap me. Okay, that's just how it is. Think back to Motown days. Motown, when they were bringing up their singers, male or female, they had to go through etiquette class.
Yep.
Go back and look at how the groups acted together and apart. There was a way they stood, there was a way they spoke, there was a way they presented themselves, and that was the persona of Motown Records. Okay? You see that only in a few artists today. Beyonce being one of them. Beyonce kind of takes to heart that etiquette of presenting yourself as a professional. Okay? How to stand. Ladies, okay, there's that, what we call in ballet, the third position, okay, where the one foot is in, the heel is into the arch of the other foot, you stand tall. Okay, I could go on all day because I didn't go to etiquette classes, but I learned this via dance class, okay? There's a way to present yourself. There's too many people today who think if you listen to me, if you listen to Polis, if you listen to many others, they think that we're bougie. because of the way we talk and the way we present ourselves. It's not about being bougie. I had parents who spent time making sure I enunciated my words, making sure I didn't just use any old word when I was in respective situations. Okay? So understanding what resplendent means and vociferous means and all these are words that when they need to be used, they're used. When I'm in certain situations, it doesn't change who I am. It just shows that I have a sense of self. That's basically all I'm saying. Etiquette classes are offered. You can go to your next door, you can go to that one person you see, man, they always dressing nice. I gotta find out what they're doing. They will gladly give you whatever pointer you need. Okay? What was the guest I had in here? DJ 5-Star. DJ 5-Star. That is a brother who does not go anywhere without a bow tie. And loves his bow ties on top of that. So DJ 5-Star, if you're listening, hats off to you. That's a brother who, okay, respects himself and dresses to the situation. Okay? You've got other women that dress to the situation. I know plenty of people here with WMSK, Inner Circle, networking, they on it. Okay? We need to be on it too. So, take heed. If you need some help, I just showed my 9-year-old how to tie a tie. He looked at me crazy. What you doing knowing how to tie a tie, Mama? I said, well, I had to learn, didn't I? My daddy taught me how to tie a tie. I'm working on the bow tie. The bow tie is not as easy as the tie. But learning how to put those clothes together. Not walking out the door in any old color. Okay? Just because you feel good in it, that's great, but you have to remember certain things go with certain things, okay? Like you don't wear a pencil skirt with, okay? And you don't wear a flare skirt with, okay? You got to take time to learn these things. Once you take the time to learn that, it all comes. You got anything else to say on that poll?
Ladies.
Yeah, here we go.
If you're wearing a skirt. Hi, Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor said hey.
Hi.
If you have on a skirt, first of all, don't have your legs all gapped open. Then get mad when someone tells you to close your legs.
Oh, come on.
They have what you call one of those little lap scarves. You know, your grandma used to wear them at church. Put them across your lap.
Oh, they still have them at church?
Yes. Get one. Invest in one. They do marvelous work.
I'll make you one if that's
Thank you.
If that's what you need.
Like, and I understand sometimes it's uncomfortable. Don't have your legs all open and you getting mad. Like,
well, seriously. You know what? We're going to come back to that poll list because we got more hot topics to talk about. We're not going to stay on clothes all day, but we got more hot topics to talk about. So y'all make sure you still stay tuned in. This is Lady Blue, the Lady Blue radio show in here with my guest, Poetless Shakespeare.
Good
holding it down with
morning.
me on your favorite radio station, WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better. All right, peoples, we are back. It is your girl, Lady Blue, on the Lady Blue Radio Show, live on WMSK Online Radio, where talk radio just got better. All right, let me hit y'all up with a few things that are going on. First of all, there are some fantastic shows that are on WMSK Online Radio. We've got some new shows, great lineup. Y'all need to make sure you download that app and tune in. You got Controversy Radio is back on Mondays from 7 to 10. No situation is off limits in this show. So if you ain't afraid to speak and you ain't afraid to hear somebody speak, tune in to Controversy Radio. We've got Unsportsmanlike Conduct with El Nino and KG on Wednesdays from 9 to 11. You got Hand Radio on Sundays from 3 to 5. You got Uncut Sports Talk, on Tuesdays. You got The Cypher. Tune into The Cypher. The Cypher can get in deep. You got to hit that with Miss Connoisseur herself, Tia Hamilton. You got Teen Truth Radio, which is on Saturdays. There is a serious lineup on WMSK. If you think you got what it takes to be on WMSK Online Radio, go on over to the website, WMSKOnlineRadio.com. Send us an email. Tell us what you got. We'll hit you back and see what we can work out. On the next thing we need to talk about is the Hip Hop Soul Weekend. the Hip Hop Soul Weekend that is coming up February 24th through 26th, 2017. WMSKOnlineradio.com presents a winter hip hop getaway. All right, and you're looking at an endless weekend with such artists as Remy Ma, Lil Kim, The Lox, Cardi B, and this event is hosted by Ray DeJean. Okay, so you got a star-studded blowout concert, round-trip motor coach transportation, 2 nights first-class VIP accommodations, all-you-can-eat smorgasbord with extensive menu selections, 100% free access to all on-site events, nightly DJ dance parties till 4 a.m. I was about to say 4 p.m. That would have been a long day, wouldn't it? 4 a.m. Premium open bar throughout the weekend. There's going to be 3 theme parties plus on-off-site activities, winter sports, shopping, casino, many games and contests, Island Fever Luau Party, Wild Safari Pajama Party, Rep Your City Spirit Finale Day Party. Come on, space is limited. You need to get with Miss Connoisseur today. Contact for information 443-814-1337. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WMSK Online Radio or at Miss Connoisseur, and that's MZ, not MS, okay? MZ, Connoisseur, okay? And there is a trip code, but contact for that information. We'll give you all the information you need. You know what? Being on WMSK is where it's at, the only station holding down Lady Blue and the Lady Blue Radio Show, so y'all need to get with it and tune in. Now, coming back to our wonderful Hot Topic segment. That is what we are dealing with, is Hot Topics. We don't talk about the clothes and this and that and respect and dignity. Now, I'm going to hop on over to something that has just been bugging the living daylights out of me. Bugging. Yes, bugging. Did I say that right? Bugging. Okay. It's messing with me, okay? I'm a mother of 4 beautiful children, okay? 2 adult children, and I have a 16-year-old and a 16-year-old who looks like he's 22, and a 9-year-old going on 40, all right? Aww. But the thing of it is this. To have a child is a gift, okay? It means that you have the capability of not only bearing this child, going through, carrying the child, birthing the child, raising the child. Child is a gift, okay? I am so sick of these stories of these parents that are abusing their children. There is a little baby girl in D.C. There is a little baby girl in my hometown of Albuquerque. The little baby girl, Baby B, I call her Baby Brianna. Her mother was just released from a 25-year sentence. Her mother was just released. Lit Albuquerque on fire. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay. The family, and I'm just saying this from my perspective, the family, there's something wrong with that family. They have fenced in the little girl's gravesite to the point where you can't lay flowers, you can't do anything to honor this child. They didn't want a funeral for the child. They didn't want anybody to say this child's name without permission. First of all, the mother beat this child. And when the photos were taken of the child, you'd swear up and down that this child was just asleep. No, those were her autopsy photos. That was the bad part, okay? The second thing of it is you've got another family. The story was featured in the Washington Post in the true crime section yesterday about a 2-year-old named Glenara Bates that died. When she died at 2 years old, she weighed only 13 pounds, which is a weight that is more typical to a 3 or 4 month old child. According to prosecutors, the day that she was killed, her father swung and slammed her head against the door. She cried, and then there was silence. Okay. The problem with this is the child was placed back with the parents after she was removed from the depraved situation with the parents. I understand that the people and those that work at social services, believe me when I understand that you are overwhelmed. I have worked behind the scenes. Them folders are piled so high it is unreal. Not many people want to deal with that. Many people have burnout, all these other good things, but we have got to take more care of these little ones and stop placing them back in the situations that had them in harm's way in the first place. Now, she was removed from the cruel and humane custody of her parents, okay? Then put back into it, according to the lawsuit that was filed, okay? The complaint also states that Glennar had 5 other siblings, most of whom had been in foster care at some point, okay? So there's 5 other children who were subject to this. There are charges of aggravated murder, endangering children, and this is a year and a half ago that this happened, but the child's mother, Andrea Bradley, and the father were indicted last year. Now, here's the problem that I have, okay? The 10-year-old had to testify, and this is quote-unquote from the 10-year-old's testimony. I saw her head get banged on the wall. I guess they got mad, the 10-year-old said. He hit her, he held her, he hit her head against the wall. The 10-year-old also testified about how her mother treated the toddler. Again, from the 10-year-old. My mom didn't like her, so she got beat. Okay. Stop having the children. If okay, children are not a money machine. That's the first thing. Let me get that out of the way. They are not your free ticket to welfare land and easy street. A child is not a pawn, they are not a money ticket, and they are not a meal ticket. So stop. If you are having trouble with one child, don't go have 6 more just so you can get the money from the state. Please don't do that. If you cannot have a child and you want a child, adoption and foster care is out there. Foster care is a wonderful thing. In my opinion, they need to do a little bit more background checking on some of these folks before they let these children in, because some of these kids, they're leaving situations and going into situations that are basically the same thing all over again. And all they're looking for is love. These children don't know anything else except harm and depravity. Stop having these kids if you can't take care of the one. Turn the baby making machine off. Okay? Do something to protect yourself. And no, I'm not saying go out there and get your tubes tied if that's not what you don't want to do. Birth control on both the male and the female's end. Okay? Abstinence. Okay? Abstinence. Okay? Some of y'all need to hold on to your stuff until you get to a relationship that means something. Not just go out there having it and mistaking it for, and then all of a sudden think because you're pregnant, daddy gonna run around the corner saying, my baby, my baby. I hate to tell you, half of them run the other way. Just stop having the babies. If you have an opinion about this, because it was a very hot topic of discussion several years ago when I was back home, about the NOR plan, if y'all remember the NOR plan that they put under your skin, which was the birth control. Most courts were demanding that these women have birth control, and it was a hot topic because that was going against, I guess, the woman's right to choose. Okay, and I get that. I'm not going into pro-choice or pro-life or anything like that. What I am saying is you need to wake up your brain and stop having these babies for a paycheck. Stop mistreating these children. They are not doll babies. They are not to be dressed up one minute and then ignored the next. They are not to be yelled at constantly like they are grown adults. Okay, that's why some of these kids come out acting like they act, because that's the way they think that they're supposed to treat other people. Nope. Now, I'm not about to let a little 7, 6, 8-year-old yell at me like I'm grown. Are you kidding me? Apologies, I know you got an opinion on this, so I'm going to give you room to speak in a minute. Stop is my whole entire point. Okay, now going back to this little girl. Last December is when the lawsuit was filed, when the child was taken to the hospital in December of 2014. The doctors and the medical staff noted that she was malnourished, severely underweight, and unable to walk. Couldn't walk. She weighed a little over 17 pounds. Little bit over 17 pounds, okay? But she was taken back to her parents after the hospital visit. That right there, red signal, doo-doo-doo-doo, something, beto, I don't care how you put it, minion-wise or otherwise, stop, okay? By the time this little girl died 3 months later, she had lost 4 more pounds, weighing less than the average 2-year-old, okay, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, okay? The prosecuting attorney was not available for comment. Okay, didn't return any calls. Everybody shifting blame regarding this. Okay, it starts at the house. That's where it should have stopped. This child should have never gone back to that home. And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, because I'm looking at this story and I'm reading what I'm reading, you can't tell me that they didn't know about this at social services. You cannot tell me. They knew. Hands are tied. No. I would do everything within my legal power to make sure that child would not go back to that home. Now, Bates is facing the death penalty, and Bradley has yet to stand trial. Okay? And then the stories that I know, or the little headlines that I noticed after this, okay? She beat her son with a hanger and said Indiana's religious freedom law gave her the right. That's just one headline. A girl was drugged with meth, abused, and killed. One of the suspects, her mother. This was a story that came out not a couple weeks ago. This took place in New Mexico. 10-year-old, the day of her birthday, the mother, who has shown no remorse whatsoever, said that she looked for people online to have sex with her daughter. 10 years old. They drugged this girl. They dismembered this girl on her birthday. Beautiful little girl. Never should have seen that. Okay? Then another one. A 4-year-old found beaten and abused said she thought her name was Idiot, according to the police. Now, don't get this mama started, okay? There are things that you say and you don't say to your children. You do not call your child out their name. Ever. The situation may be idiotic, but not the child. Do not ever call your child an idiot. Do not ever call them stupid. I remember Bill Cosby made a joke about that where for years he and his brothers, or his family, or his brother and him thought their names were Jesus Christ. Because every time they got in trouble, that's the first thing their father would say. Okay? A child, their mind is not developed for all of that. They mirror what they see. And if that's what you're teaching them, please, for the love of God, stop. Please stop. It just hurts my heart even to talk about this. It brings to light all these other things where these children have been harmed. And not just minor, not that it's minor, but choking or slap. These kids were literally beaten like grown people. Who bangs their child's head up against the wall? Who?
Some idiot.
Okay. The father who told his 2-year-old to put up his dukes and fight and then punched the kid and killed the kid. Come on. They don't have more sense than that. Paul, that's what you got to say about that. Because, see, that's aggravating me right now.
Only thing I can say is,
see?
We are supposed to...
It's hard.
Kids are supposed to be who we are, you know. So that means if you're sitting here and you're calling your child the B word, because I've seen it done multiple times, but yet when a child turns around and says it back to you, then you want to beat and bang on the child. Like, I'm not understanding. And what I hate is you can tell when a mother's mad with the father because they always take it out on the child. And, oh my gosh, you're so stupid, just like your father, this and that and that. He better come and get you this and that, this and that. I'm like, why even put the child through all that? You knew what the father was going to be like. You had some sense of what he was going to be like before you even decided to have this child.
Now, mind you, some of them you don't see their true colors until after the fact.
But I'm just saying, like, if you know deep down inside you're not ready he's not ready, or the only reason why you're having a child because it was a one night mix up or what have you, you know, still don't take it on the child. The child does not deserve to go through that.
They you know, you hear it said they didn't ask to be here. No,
Right.
they didn't. But I did hear on a sermon the other day that I was listening to, you know, you don't just pop up on earth.
Right.
You know, it's just like, bang, I'm here. No, you were talked into existence.
Right.
Okay?
Somewhere along the way.
Somewhere along the way, it was like, okay, this is where you're going to be. This is where we're going to put you.
Right.
You know, whoever you have as a parent, whoever you have as an aunt, uncle, that's the way, that's how they're situated in your life plan. So, before I get too hot-headed about that, because when it comes to kids, our youth are our legacy, and if we're mistreating them now, you best believe they're going to mistreat the next generation. So please, by
Ain't
all
gonna
means,
be no next generation.
Stop having these kids for money, using these children as a pawn. If you and your significant other can't get along, the child is not your go-between.
Exactly.
They deserve a mother and a father.
Yep.
If you can't get along, if they, you know, there are extenuating circumstances, please let me say that, okay? It is not always the mother that deserves to have the child, and it's not always the
Right.
father that deserves to have the child. So we also need the court to stop thinking that the mother is the only one that has rights to the child just because she bore him for 9 months. No.
Amen to
Come on
that.
now. Some of these mothers, no. You got to step aside. And
Right.
some of these daddies, I salute these single fathers who are out there braiding hair, getting them ready, buying the dresses, doing all of this. They are making sure that this little girl grows up into the young lady that she needs to be, nurtured by her father. So hats off to single daddies out there everywhere. And single mamas, trust me, I was a single mama myself. Okay? But there are some things that a man has to do that you can't.
Not
Okay,
only
so you cannot be the mama and the daddy.
Right.
I'm sorry. Potty training my son was hard, okay? There are just some things that a guy has to do that a
Right.
woman can't do, okay? And some things that he needs to be taught that are male driven that you as a female cannot
do. And stop, women. I'm gonna say women. Stop using your kids as a way to get back at the fathers, because
Thank
you're
you.
not hurting just the fathers,
Thank
especially
you.
ones that want to be there. You are hurting the child because you are angry or whatever.
I tell you what, that child will figure it out later on.
Exactly. And not to put too much out there, but my brother's going through that with my oldest nephew.
Mhm.
And it's like, you're mad because y'all both went separate ways, but because his connection with the one he was with is a little stronger than the one you had with your significant other, then you're upset. Like, if y'all both come to agreement and says, look, this is not working, but I still want to be there for my child. The same way with me and my daughter's father. We are great co-parents when we not at each other's neck. But that's just us. But, you know, my child would never say, oh, gosh, every time mommy and daddy's around, they always got to fuss.
Mhm.
You know, it's not like that. In the beginning,
never, ever
right.
Put your child through that.
It's like in the beginning, that was our biggest argument because he wasn't coming to see her. It wasn't a thing of, I'm keeping her from him. You know,
Mhm.
stop doing it. First of all, ladies, that's your break. If you always said, oh, my gosh, I need a break, and you keeping him from the father, how you think you want to get a break? Like, I'm not understanding. You need your you time for what I mean. Every parent goes to, even the fathers, where they just need a break, some adult time. But if you're constantly saying, "Oh my gosh, I'll be glad when your father come get you," but I don't like his girlfriend, and the girl don't do nothing to you or the child, I don't understand. The last girl that my daughter's father was with was wonderful. We was the best of friends, hands down. If she got something for her daughter, she got something for my daughter. Women, if there's another woman that's willing to step up and help you with your child, stop being childish.
There you go.
Same thing with the men. Men, if the mother of your child, boyfriend, whoever, is stepping up as another help, why are you upset about it? It takes a village to raise a child. What kind of man would he be watch the mother of your child struggle and you can't do it, and he steps in, vice versa.
Well, it's like the other thing that's always been said, men need to understand, if you decided that you didn't want to be with this person, you decided you didn't want to raise this child, don't be mad at the person that sat down at the chair you vacated.
Exactly.
You got up, you left, you decided you didn't want to be, and then now you see that there's happiness going on, so you figure you need to interfere with that. Don't interfere with the happiness.
Exactly.
Okay? Don't be mad at the person that sat down at the table you vacated.
Exactly.
They are willing, they are able, and that child will grow up with some sensibility. Now, before we, because we can go on for days about that. There's mamas in here, okay?
Exactly.
Another subject that I want to talk about is the subject of marriage.
Yay.
Believe it or not. As I stated earlier on, I got married this last weekend, and I am a very happy newlywed bride. I love the man that I'm with. We friends for years. Dated in a relationship for 8 years. We did have a break, all this other good stuff. We went through all the trials and tribulations, but God kept it together, and now we are together for life. Now, the thing that I'm bringing up about marriages is a marriage is not a party.
Exactly.
The party stops after 12 midnight, 2 in the morning, however you have it set. Okay? It is more than the $5,000 dress you got on and the $200 tux he got on. I never figured that out. Why is the tux less than the dress? But anyway, it is more than seeing all these people that you haven't seen in years and, you know, partying and carrying on and drinking and all this stuff and whooping it up with everybody. It's more than the invitations and whatnot. You got to wake up in the next morning and, you know, you're not going to put the dress on again.
Exactly.
You're not going to put the tux on again. You got to deal with the person that you married now. Right. All their little quips, all their little ups and downs, ins and outs, okay? However you said your vows, however you made your promises to each other. Now the work comes in. You have to work at your marriage. Your marriage is not just going to happen. You didn't just happen to get to that point. You worked to get to that point. You strove to get to the point of being married, walking down the aisle, saying I do, or I will, or I'm gonna, or however you said it, okay? The work sets in, okay? And it's a day to day. It's not a, okay, we good for this month and let's see what happens next month. No, it is a day to day working relationship.
Yep.
I didn't say contract. I didn't say business merger. It is a day to day working relationship. You worked to get to this person. You worked while dating this person. Mm-hmm. You did things to make this person happy, make them smile. You were there when they cried. You were there when they lost. You were there when they, you know, won whatever they won. Okay, you shared in all of this. The sharing does not stop now that you've got a ring on your finger.
Exactly.
Men or women, let me get that straight. Men or women. Don't stop dating her just because you don't slap the ring on her finger. It's like, she mine. Okay, no, hello. You still got to do what you was doing while you was dating her.
Exactly.
To keep it alive. Little spontaneity, little surprises, little things that'll be done. Don't take for granted saying I love you. Don't take for granted saying thank you. Don't take for granted the person that you married. When you wake up to them, they ain't got the makeup on they had at the wedding, okay? Right. We can't wear that all day, every day. I hate to tell y'all that's a process, okay? Don't be mad at that. I've seen stories of men that have divorced their wives within 2 hours because when she took the makeup off, that's not the person I married. Well, who were you dating?
Exactly.
Who were you dating this entire time? Who were you courting? Okay? You've got to go beyond all of that. It has to be more than the physical appearance. There are levels in a relationship. That's one thing I learned. There's a spiritual level. There's the physical. There's the mental. Okay? Internal. You've got to look beyond all of that. Can you deal with their difference of opinion, whether it's his or hers? Can you deal with their difference of opinion? They ain't got to like everything you like.
Exactly.
That's what makes relationships great, because they have an opinion and you have an opinion. You can sit down and talk, laugh, joke. Maybe some of them get serious and you got to walk away from it. But you know what? It doesn't diminish the love you have for each other just because that person has a difference of opinion. You may go and vote one way and they go and vote the other. That's the beauty of the whole thing. If we all were the same, do you know how boring this life would be? Nobody come up with anything new because everybody keep doing the same thing. We would be bored out of our minds.
Exactly.
That's why we are all different, diverse entities. No two people are. I don't care if you think you saw me yesterday at a whole different side of Baltimore. I was not there. I was not there. I'm just saying. It's just it gets ridiculous. Okay. So marriage is a work in progress. It remains a work in progress until death do you part.
Yeah.
Okay. And if your marriage is and I saw it with my grandparents, I've seen it in relationships, I've seen it in stories where it's hard for them to be separated from each other because they've been together for so long and they can feel when something is wrong. Mm-hmm. They can feel when the other person is gone. They can feel these things. And I believe that some people in situations like that will die of a broken heart. I believe that.
They do.
Because that part of them is gone. Remember, two become one. Your heart is in it. Your head is in it. Okay? Your body is in it. It's not just a grandiose party. It's not just lights and flowers and beads and all of this stuff. What are you going to do when all that is done? When the DJ turns off the music, when the food is boxed up and the cake is gone? What are you going to do? The last of the champagne has flowed. What are you going to do with that person that you just sat and took 5,000 pictures with, smiling, laughing, joking, and talking? What are you going to do?
That was a poem in itself.
Come on.
I've noticed that by me working in the nursing home setting, I've noticed how the couple that been together that long, like my favorite couple, the Walkers, I never forget how so in sync they were to where when he would go to dialysis, from the time he would leave, she'd be at that door waiting.
There you go.
And another woman better not bring him off that elevator because she'll tell you real quick, I got my man. He don't need you or no other woman. But for some strange reason, she took on to me. And I said, Miss Walker, I'm not going to be here every day at work. You're going to have to let him know that's my husband. And my role in his life is to make sure I'm his second mother. I said, okay.
Okay.
And when he passed, that was the hardest thing that I had to watch her go through. Because they took her, first of all, what made me so mad, because some people are so mean. Okay, I understand you work in that setting. You have to have some kind of compassion. Some kind. First, they took her out the room where they were together, and I'm like, why would you move her from a familiar place? That's where she wants to grieve. They took her out. It was they just moved her whole life around. It was just so, and I just watched how she just had no more life in her. She was like, oh well, what's the point? She would stop eating. She wouldn't walk. She wouldn't do nothing. I'm like,
when there's that connection, it is you cannot break it.
Right.
And you can't. It affects the people around you, not just related to you, but around you, because you can feed off of that. And when they're disintegrating right in front of you, okay. Because and really quick, there was I forgot her age, but I posted it on Facebook yesterday. It was a young, elderly lady who Parkinson's had taken over, and she wanted one wish. Her one wish was to ride a horse again, as she did when she was younger. She won awards, very much the equestrian, okay? And the nursing home made it a possibility. They bought in horses, they rigged them up, and they put her on the back of the horse. They laid her bed on the back of the horses. They had it rigged so that it felt like she was riding again, with the up and down and the side to side. Oh my gosh, the smile on this lady's face. She could not speak, but the smile on her face said it all. And it's the same thing when it's a married couple. When they're together, the glow, the smile, all of that, it's there. When they lose that, watch. Their lives are different. Okay? You have to keep them engaged. You have to keep them remembering. You have to keep them functioning in society. You can't just move them and throw them to the side. You have to remember they were somebody's mother, okay, somebody's aunt, somebody's cousin, somebody's sister. Okay? And that loss ripped a part of them away. That's basically what that is. So when you take your marriage vows, please take them seriously. Okay? Some people just can't be together. We get that, okay?
Right.
You just can't. It ain't working, all of this, okay? And if you're married and it gets to that point, okay. But me personally, I'd fight for my marriage.
Right.
I would literally go tooth and nail for my marriage, because to me it's not a joke. It's definitely not a joke. And so that's pretty much all I got to say on that aspect. We're about to cut to a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about one more hot topic and do the inspirational point for the day. And I have a special announcement that I need to make. I did mention that on Facebook, so I'm going to make that special announcement when we come back. So y'all come back with me. This is Lady Blue and Poetless of the Lady Blue Radio Show, live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better. All right. We are back. This is Lady Blue, your fave blogger of the Lady Blue Radio Show, live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better. And before I say anything else, October 22nd, 2016, from 2:30 to 4:45, is the second annual 50 Shades of Blue. We are going to be, where are we going to be? The Enoch Pratt Library, Waverly Branch, which is 400 East 33rd Street in Baltimore, Maryland. We are going to have live speakers, some music, some fun, some giveaways. We are going to be bringing to light the situation, the epidemic of domestic violence. We are going to be celebrating survival from domestic violence, because I myself am a domestic violence survivor. We are going to be also celebrating those who are have either come through or are going through other situations like lupus, breast cancer, heart disease, diabetes, Crohn's disease, fibromyalgia, abuse, addiction, you name it, we're going to talk about it. We're going to put it on the table. Homelessness is another thing that we're going to talk about as well. So the event is free to the public. Sponsorships and gift bag opportunities are still available. We're accepting donations at gofundme.com/50 Shades of Blue 2016. Also via PayPal at wisdomlady1 at gmail.com. Lots are going into it. Fantastic sponsors: Graphics Hustle, Coliseum Media, Hood Respect, Tim's Day, WMSK Online Radio. Just a bevy of sponsors are coming in. Sponsorships are still available. Donations, we are sitting at, we have a goal of $1,500. We are sitting at about $400 right now. So get those donations in. You can make them anonymously. You can leave a note. You can tag. Contact Lady Blue for further information regarding that. Now, the special announcement that I have is the recipient of all of our efforts, because the proceeds are going to this fantastic local organization, which has its hands deep in the domestic violence world, is the House of Ruth. The House of Ruth will be the recipient of all the proceeds from 50 Shades of Blue. They were excited to hear from me yesterday. They are sending pamphlet information. They are geared for this. They are excited. So ladies and gentlemen, let's make House of Ruth proud. Let's get those donations in. No donation is too small. Every donation helps in the fight against domestic violence. Take a stand. No more violence. Make sure you use the hashtag 50 Shades of Blue 2016, or the hashtag no more violence, or the hashtag take a stand. I am excited to have House of Ruth as the recipient of this event. This event is my baby. I put my heart and soul into this, and I cannot wait. Again, the event is open to the public at the Waverly Branch Enoch Pratt Library on 400 East 33rd Street in Baltimore, Maryland. The time is from 2:30 to 4:45 p.m. and that's a Saturday. So make sure you mark off your calendar. I have been receiving a lot of phone calls of people double checking on the location of the event. And as a matter of fact, Poetless Shakespeare is going to be one of the speakers at that event, so y'all
Yes,
know you
I
got to be there.
am.
My guest next week, Queen Fiend herself, will also be at this event. Oh my gosh, we have got Christina Flowers is going to be there. We're going to have Chandra Gore. We're going to have Francine Neptune. We're going to have, there are people coming out the woodwork. We have Poet Renee. Let me not forget Poet Renee. That is
Yes,
another
she's
dynamic
awesome. I love
poet
her.
that you all have got to come out and listen to and see. Many people are joining in. We have more. I've got people that I haven't even put on the flyer who are going to be on the program. So please, please, please make it a point to be there. Join us. We're glad to have you there. And remember, House of Ruth is the recipient of all the proceeds from 50 Shades of Blue. So keep that in mind. Another thing, Poetless, hit me with something. I know you got something off the top of your head real quick. I know you do.
Let's see, what can I talk about?
Before you do that, while you talk about that, let me remind you all, starting October 1st is the start of Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yep.
Okay?
And
So the attire for the event is blue, but also wear, if you got purple, slap your purple on. We are in Ravens Nation, so slap your purple on, okay? But the attire for the event is blue, okay? Hence the name 50 Shades of Blue. Anyway, carry on, Poetless.
all right. What can I talk about today?
We all over the place.
I know. Let me see. Okay. Dressed in the color that some may not understand and some may try to disown it, only to be filled with neglect, abuse, sorrow, and pain. Maybe that's the color that some wants to hide and not even mention its name, but yet they fail to realize that it's the same color that our ancestors marched up and down the streets claiming we shall have peace, we shall be heard, but that color still go unheard. I remember growing up and knowing that this color was the boldest color in the crayon box, yet no one still wanted to use it. It was a color that was bold enough to outshine any brightness of any other color, any other light that may have hit the surface. This was a color that I was born with. It was a color that I didn't understand what I had, how much power it had behind it. It was a color that was of pride, yet I still didn't understand it. So I look at this color as not as a mistake of me being misled, abused, neglected, but I use this color as a way to let people know that I am here. I am not movable. I shall be heard. My color is black.
Uh-oh. All right. Love having those off the cuff poems. Those
I know.
those are the best. Those are the best. Now, real quick before because we're in the last leg of the show, we're gonna talk about another hot topic, and we're not gonna try not to get too far up in it, but knowing that it's something that needs to be spoken, and that is, as I take a really deep breath.
Inhale, exhale.
I did not watch the last the presidential debate.
I didn't watch the first one.
Okay. Believe me, I read the paper, I watched the news, I did all that. Everybody had their opinion on it. Okay. My whole thing with this presidential debate is too many lines are being drawn in the sand.
Yep.
Too many people are in the us and them category. Too many armchair quarterbacks. Well, you pointing at the TV, look at them, what are they doing? Well, are you getting up and are you doing anything? Voting is crucial this year. I've heard many people say they're not voting. I've heard many people say they're going independent. I've heard many people saying, if you're voting for Donald Trump, let me know so I can take you off my friends list.
Right.
Well, first of all, why are you telling anybody who you voting for anyway? Okay, because when you step in the booth, ain't nobody gonna know but you in that voting booth who you voting for. Many people, I saw a car the other day in the parking lot that had Hillary for prison, Trump for America. Upside down bumper stickers for Hillary and Obama. What is turning a sticker upside down going to do? Okay? the hate and the depravity that has gone on since this debate or this campaign started, so to speak, is, and I'm going to use the word Hillary used, deplorable. And that's not putting anybody in a basket. It is just saying that to my memory, I do not remember a presidential campaign getting this down and this dirty. And going as far as, I mean, it's got its reaches all the way in the Senate and the House with people having their opinion. I have an opinion. I'm former military. I, come from a law enforcement family. And so I have an opinion about certain things because I don't believe you should put everybody in the same basket for the actions of the few. And it bothers me when you start bunching all the police in one basket or all the politicians in one basket. There are some politicians out there that we don't hear about who are trying to do good. Mm-hmm. There are the police officers that are out there that are upholding the law and not acting like the vigilante ones that we are seeing. Okay? There are, if you pay attention and listen and try to understand the other side's, I guess, where they're coming from. It may not always be right and may not sound right to you. Okay? But we need to stop pointing the finger. We need to stop with the violence. Oh my gosh. I could say this from here into the moon and come back and it'll still be the same. We are in a time in this world right now where nobody wants to listen. Everybody wants to talk. Nobody wants to do anything. But everybody's ready to kill the person who does not agree with what they agree or what they think. Remember I said we are a diverse nation. There are many cultures here. Okay? Some have come in from other lands, some were born right here. That is what makes America great. That is not depreciating the Black Lives Matter movement because Black lives do matter. Okay? And the point of Black Lives Matter is to bring to light the wrongs that have been done to African Americans from time begin to now. It has nothing to do with whether or not we are all equal, we are all people. We are all people. You cut me, I bleed. You cut the other person, they bleed too. And guess what? The color of that blood is still red. Now, mind you, history-wise, we've been screwed. Okay, let's just call a spade a spade. We've been screwed. Okay? And we have those that are out there and they are speaking and they are not being heard. It is easier for someone to start swinging than it is for someone to take the time to listen. Now think about that. Are you listening or are you swinging? Are you sitting in your lazy boy with a beer and your chips and pointing at the TV, or are you out walking the streets? Are you out in community events? Are you out at community forums? Are you out and making the difference? Okay? I've seen too many videos. Even churches are fighting now. Churches. And I don't know if you've seen those videos, Poet Les, but they have churches in Detroit where the congregation is just sick and tired of seeing the pastors pull up in Bentleys and they riding in the hoopty.
Matter of fact, I'm going to post a poem on your page. Mm-hmm. When I say homegirl goes deep in, she said, when are we going to get rid of all of these bruised preachers? And it's so funny because she referred to them as the priests of fruit. She said, now when you go in and you get your fruit and your vegetables, you always check to make sure there's no bruises on it.
Right.
She said, why won't we do that with the past? I got to put this on your page. When you hear people calling Jezebels and everything else.
Well, there's a whole lot of everything, but we have to remember, pastors are people too.
Right. Okay?
They hurt. They have to think. They've taken on a job that they've been called to do. Mm-hmm. And that is to shepherd a flock.
Not all of them are being called.
Mind you.
Some of them call themselves.
Thank you.
Some of them ain't been called.
Okay, that point was interjected and I agree wholeheartedly. but those who have been called, who feed us the word, the actual word. That is why we go to church on the Sunday. We go there to get refueled for the week. Okay, and we should be fed the word. Now, I remember Donnie McClurkin made this point. He said that, you know, people get hyped up and start hollering and jumping all over church just from hearing a pastor go, heh, okay. It's just like, that's not the sermon. Where's the word at?
Exactly.
Where is the word at?
I don't want to hear no hype, man.
Okay. The church you go to, please go to it for more than the choir and the praise team, for more than the dance team. Okay. You've got churches that are in on this political thing too. Black pastors that are in on this political thing too. Churches across the country that are in on this thing too. And the one that I keep harping on is the one in Flint, Michigan, that was headed by a female pastor that Mr. Trump went into, and he was supposed to speak about the current situation in Flint, Michigan. Instead, he went in there on a Hillary bashing spree and the pastor stopped him. He didn't like that. So he tried to defame her character in the news by calling her timid. She wasn't timid. She just let him know that's not what you were here for. I need you to speak on what it is to speak on. Now, the other thing that I don't like is Trump's womanizing ways are getting on my nerves.
Exactly.
For you to turn around and call a woman Miss Piggy, all of this stuff, okay, all of them don't look like your wife. That's first thing. The second thing is, all women are not here to fit your standard. Okay? This man has made disparaging remarks about his own child. Okay? He talks about his own child as if she was a piece of meat. Come now. Okay? When he can't get a woman to, I guess, switch to his way of thinking, or he can't get in under her skin, like the news reporter who he couldn't get her to turn his way, no way, shape, or form. So what did he do? He went to bashing her. And it was the same thing he did with this Miss Universe contestant. When she didn't fit his category of what a woman should look like, right, he degraded her on television. And nobody said anything about it. Stop.
First of all, I'm not going to vote for anyone who looks down at any race as not being worthy to walk among the rest of us. Like, who are you?
When you have to have pictures of yourself in all the places that you own.
Right. Something is wrong.
Okay, something wrong with you, first of all. Okay, it's one thing to have it in your conference room, because yes, that's your conference room or that's your building. But he's made remarks along the way that have just been, I don't see how any human being personally could take it. I know I couldn't.
And not only that, he was talking about how poor, I'm not sure what speech was, but he said something about the immigrants or whoever, like people that's not of his color or whatever, was poor. And I'm like, how can you sit there and talk about us? How many times did you file bankruptcy?
Well, his bankruptcy, and I think there's,
right.
We all have to remember, we all come from something. There's a lineage. We come from somewhere.
Right. Like,
okay. And I understand to a degree about the immigration deal. Not everybody should be allowed to just cross the border.
Not everybody.
Got that, okay? I'm not disagreeing with that. You have your bad seeds that want to just come here and just, ruin what we got going on. Got it. But those that are here legally, making a living, doing what they do, supporting whatever they support, helping out their families, helping their community, helping others, and you want to turn around and send them back? No.
Exactly.
No. I grew up in grew up in a Hispanic community, first of all. Okay. Albuquerque, love my hometown. Shout out to the 505. Love the Burke. Love it all. Okay. Secondly, I'm a military brat. So diversity is my middle name. I've gone to places where I've been in the presence of Indonesian, Polynesian, Samoan, Hawaiian, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Sanguinese, Nigerian, Siberian, whatever, Italian, Greece, okay, Athenian, whatever you want to call it. I've been in the presence of many cultures. And it is fun to learn from these different cultures because I've made it a point to learn. Every time I meet somebody new, I learn how to say hello in their language. Hello and thank you. And it's a learning experience for me. I learned how to say hello in Greek, yasu. Okay? There's more than hola que pasa. Okay? Okay? Okay, there's more to it than that. We need to remember the Statue of Liberty that stands in the New York Harbor says, "Give me you're tired, you're poor, and you're hungry." Mm-hmm. Okay. We are a great nation. We just need to remember that our own backyard is so grown with weeds, and we're so busy trying to fix everybody else's backyard that we're starting to make ourselves look stupid all by ourselves. We don't need anybody else's help. We're doing it all on our own. Right. Okay? We need to get up and we need to stand up and we need to speak out. We need to speak up. We need to speak to. We need to let our elected officials know what's going on in our neighborhoods because some of them have forgotten what's going on in their neighborhood. They get up there, some of them, and they forget. They don't come back. They'll probably say, "I'm from somewhere, I grew up here," but when's the last time you saw them walk the street? When's the last time they had a meal with you in the corner deli? When is the last time? Some of them, they get that money, they forget. They go someplace else. But they'll shout out where they're from, even though they ain't been there in years. Okay? We need to make sure that they know what's going on back home. We need to speak up about the homeless situation. We need to speak up. There's too many things that are going on right here and right now that we're letting go by the wayside. Mm-hmm. The homeless situation is ridiculous. We got winter coming up. Is anybody getting ready for the winter? We're going to get hit. Mm-hmm. Summer was a beast. Just wait for this winter. You thought we had snow last year? Wait for this one.
But there's so many abandoned buildings. You mean to tell me that they can't fix them up?
Something.
You have money to put a new light bulb in the M&T Stadium that costs just as much as it is to put in a new light system in a whole house.
Something. We need to do something.
It's just ridiculous. We spend money on the stupidest things, and
yeah, we need to address the homeless situation. We need to make sure that our homeless is taken care of. I had not been by the. It was just off of 83. I passed it the other day, and it was Christina Flowers put a video up of a man that was having a medical situation in front of the closed center. And it was taking forever for medical help to get to this man. But he's in front of a center that's supposed to be open to help the homeless. Come on. We need to pull it together. We need to support. We need to go about our brother's business. Right. There are black businesses that are open in the Baltimore area, in the DMV. How often have you frequented them? Not stole from them, not bashed in their windows, not wrote on the wall. Frequented them. There's one in Halethorpe. I remember the video on that one. There's a Demetra who has Souls, was it Diva for Souls or Souls for Divas? Mm-hmm. Shoe store, daycares, spas, nail salons. They are there. They are there. Now, I'm not saying stop going where you're going. If that's where you're comfortable, if that's where you go. But you know what? Make it a point sometime this month or before the end of the year to take a couple days and look at these black-owned businesses and support them. Buy something from them. And I'm not talking just jewelry or lotion or perfume. Buy something. Shoes, purse, clothing, handbags, something. Okay? Because they're trying to make a living just like you're trying to make a living. Right. Pull this real quick. You got anything on that?
Yes, I do. It's funny how you can go and get your feet done by the Koreans, and then they will talk about you and laugh at you, and you think it's cute, but yet, since the soldier down the street do your toes just as good as they do, if not better, you won't even look through the window to see what's going on in them. Like, it's just sad. But yet they always saying that we don't do nothing. We need to take back our community. We can't do that if we don't support.
Right. We need to support. You hear it, and I'm going to say it every show from here on in. Support. I'm a business. I need your support. Okay? I'm not out here just talking to hear myself talk. Okay? I'm in here because I love what I do. Writing, talking to you all, bringing the positivity to you all. The owner of this station, same thing, okay, is out there doing what they love to do, bringing it to you all so you all have something that is community driven, okay, so that you know that we're trying to make a mark. My sister over here, she's got her thing going on. She needs your support too, okay, whether it's an event, whether it's a poem, whether it's donating, whether it's sharing, you know, a poem or a video, social media wise, it's all needed.
Exactly.
Okay? I ask you every show since a couple months ago, please donate to 50 Shades of Blue. Domestic violence is silent. It happens, but nobody pays attention to it. It's a taboo subject. We need to take a stand. It needs a face. It needs a voice. I'm willing to do that, but I can't do it without you. I'm not Lady Blue without the help of my creative team. I'm not Lady Blue Radio Show without the help of WMSK Online Radio. I'm not anything without the help of others. I can't be who I am radio personality-wise or blog-wise without that help. I am still my own human being. I'm going to be who I be, as the song says. Okay? Thank you, Jill Scott. Okay? Hate on me, haters. But it was said, and I'm going to go into my inspirational point, it's about fear. It has been said, okay, fear cannot produce the result that God is trying to give you. If you have a given talent, if it is something that you eat, breathe, sleep, talk, blink, write, go to work with, come home with, all this other stuff, that is your passion, that is your purpose, you need to live it. When you live in fear, you limit your purpose. Okay? And I've said it before, we are not made to fear, but we are fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm going to say that again. We are not made to fear, but we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Don't let your haters dictate your position. Now, mind you, David needed Saul. Okay? David was really a nobody to his family, but he needed Saul. He needed the hater in order to do what he needed to do. You need your haters. Okay? Love your haters. Okay? Say love your enemy. Love your haters, because your haters are the ones, they're paying attention to you because obviously you're doing something that they're not.
They're your biggest support. If you don't realize it, they the one who promote you the most.
There you go.
That's your supporters. So
love your haters, love your naysayers, love the ones who have degraded you, downgraded you, put your name on a bad streak, all of that. Love them, because you know what? That is setting you up for what God has in store for you. Okay? When them curtains pull back and you're the one that's stepping out into the limelight, thank you, haters.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, haters.
So the person they say, well, such and such said this about the such and such said that. Like, wait a minute, that's not true.
That's
you got to
okay.
come see it for themselves.
That's right. Okay, you don't fear your purpose. Don't fear your purpose, because your purpose is what that's your spirit talking to you. That's come on, let's go. Let's go do this. Let's move. Whether it's writing a book, singing a song, writing a poem, getting on a mic, hosting an event. Okay, everybody's not meant to host an event. Everybody might not come to your event. Everybody might think you're not important enough to have an event. But see, those are the things, when it comes back around the next time, you know what? I heard about that, and that's something that I really got to get into. You have to let people know who you are.
Yep.
All right. Now, don't fear. Remember, you are not made to fear. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. I can be reached all over social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, ladyblueone.com, wisdomlady1@gmail.com. I am Lady Blue One, LADYBLUU1 on Instagram and Twitter and Tumblr. Please reach out. Remember 50 Shades of Blue. Remember the other events that are going on. Support your brothers and sisters that are out there. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my special guest, Poetless, for joining me today.
Hi.
And ladies and gentlemen, remember, live out loud. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy, it comes in the morning. God bless. I'll talk to y'all later.
To motivate's the motivation. It's not the money, it's funny cause it's still motivating. Don't give the haters the cold shoulder, you motivate them to do better cause maybe then they'll hold the hating. Don't just follow your dreams, man, you gotta chase them. Never follow your heart, man, it's not a racing. Don't wait for God to do the placement. You gotta set it up yourself before he puts his face in. See, if you take one step, he'll take two. And if you move forward, then he'll make moves. Joy comes in the morning, even at night too. So if you need motivation, better call Lady Blue.